Hi, I'm Zach with Chubby's Cruisers, and today we're going to fix a flat tire. First step in fixing a flat tire is to loosen the nuts holding the front wheel on. Usually that's a 15mm wrench. Loosen the axle bolt, spin counterclockwise. No need to take them off, usually. Then remove front wheel so that you can remove the tire to get the tube out. In order to remove the tire, you're going to want to pull the tire away from the rim a little bit and take the curved end of your tire lever, and being careful not to get the tube as well as the tire. Pry the bead of the tire over the rim, and it should be pretty loose, and then you can just run the tire lever along the rim, and that will pull out one side of the bead of the tire. Now, when you're getting ready to remove the tube, you want to reference where the tire is in relation to the stem. So notice the writing here, the brand name of the tire is next to the stem. This is important to find if there's still anything in the tire that could put a hole in your new tube. So what you're going to do is take the tube out, take note of where the stem is in relation to the tire, then you're going to put more air into the tube and then find the hole and then look for that hole in reference to the tire to find if there's anything still in the tire that could put a hole in your new tube. So to remove the tube, pull the tire over, pull the stem out, and then pull out the old tube, marking the stem, brand name. Now you're going to look for what put the hole in the tire. So you're going to remove the tire, and then you're going to have a tire, a tube, and a rim. And on the rim, there's a thing called a rim strip, which is this piece of rubber, which doesn't look important, but it's very important to keeping the tube protected from the spoke nuts here. So these are the other side of the spoke nipples, and these will wear a hole in the tube eventually if the rim strip's not in place. So make sure you have a rim strip or something protecting the tube from the spoke nipples. In order to find the hole in the tube, you're going to need to put a little more air in it, pump it back up, I'd say not more than 20 pounds of pressure, but get it pretty big, maybe not more than 10 pounds even. Once it's full, just run your hands around the tube real slow and try and find the hole. You can even hold it next to your ear and listen for it as well. If you can't find the hole and it's a real slow leak, then you're going to want to run your fingers through the inside of the tire, feeling around in the inside of the tire for anything sharp. And once you've either found it or certain that what made the hole in the tire or tube is not there, you can insert the tube into the tire. To determine the size tube that you'll need, you're going to want to look for numbers like this on the sidewall of the tire. This is a 26 by 2.125, 2 1/8. So this is the tube that we'll need in order to replace our old tube. So this is a 26 by 1.9 all the way to 2.125. So this will satisfy both a smaller and a larger size, 2.125 being what we have, the larger size. So now we're going to want to get our new tube out. Take off the stem cap and just put a little bit of air in here so that the tube has some shape, and then we'll put it into the tire. So we're going to put a little air in the tube, just a little bit, enough to give it some shape, and that'll make it easier to put inside the tire and then put the tire on the rim. And that's probably enough. Walk the tube around, putting it up inside the tire, and then get the valve stem. So then you're going to want to find the valve stem hole in the rim right here. Rest the bead of the tire, which is right here, inside the rim, and then insert the valve stem into the hole and pull it through. And it's nice to get it straight in there. So with the valve stem in, just go around, start putting the other side of the tire on, making sure that it's even all the way around, and then the other side of the tire. Just look both sides of the tire, make sure that everything's in there evenly, and the valve stem is in the rim straight. And then we can start putting air back in. So the next step is to just put a little bit of air in the tire, and then we're gonna check the tire again to make sure that it's seating on the rim properly. So we're checking to make sure that the tire is seating properly onto the rim. And to do that, we just kind of want to use this reference line here and make sure that it's even all the way around the perimeter of the tire in relationship to the rim. So just look around, make sure that it's even all the way around on both sides. If it's even, then you can inflate it the rest of the way. So you're going to want to inflate the tire to the specified pressure, which will be marked on the sidewall of the tire. If it's not, if it's a beach cruiser tire, you'll probably want to put like 35 pounds of pressure in it. But usually somewhere on the sidewall you'll be able to find a marking. This particular tire takes 40 pounds of pressure. Then you put your valve stem cap back on. So when you put the wheel back on, you're going to want to put the washers in between the fork and the nut rather than between the wheel and the nut. You're going to want to do that on both sides. Get them finger tight and then tighten them the rest of the way with your wrench, making sure that the wheel is centered in the fork. I'm Zach at Chubby's Cruisers, and don't forget to check out our website at chubbyscruisers.com.